Hello. Hello, everyone. Is it working? Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm James. This is Scott. And over there, you have Ren. We're Wotch, the new home for creators, and we're delighted to be here. Thank you for having us. So, Scott and I are 22, and we built Wotch from our bedrooms. We met at 18, where we built an e-learning platform together, and some of our clients included the Gibraltar government and Lloyds Banking Group. Social media, video sharing, the industry is worth $1 trillion. 3/4 of children want to be YouTubers, showing it's staying here, the industry.
So let's imagine you're a creator. You've worked for years building up a loyal audience, and yet you're being treated in a way that doesn't seem fair. So you're consistently being demonetized for difficult to diagnose and really hard to change ways. The types of videos that you're able to upload are constantly changing, and you also don't feel like you've got anyone to talk to. So even though that you've weathered the various different controversies that are existing on the other platforms, you're now in a position that you don't know what to do. Consumers are not in a great position either. So you're being inundated with irrelevant and irritating advertising, and you also, even when you want to show support to your favorite creators, aren't able to do it because the comment section is filled with what seems to just be abuse hurled at your favorite creator.
So, what is Wotch? We are a creator-first video sharing platform rewarding and empowering creators while creating a more social, safe experience for the consumer. Our values are creator first, safety first, and social first. What does creator first mean? We prioritize the creators and we include them with our strategy, whether that's technology strategy, commercial strategy, or leadership.
So I'm sure you're asking what's so great about our tech. So first of all, we've built our entire backend upon a system called Kubernetes, which allows us to scale down to really, really low amount of costs when we've not got much traffic, but also scale up when we are experiencing traffic spikes, or even in the event of something like an attack. Our processing pipeline has been built to support millions of uploads per day, and we've also built an exciting moderation piece which protects users from things like inappropriate content and also areas like copyright, and we're bolstering that with a piece around human endorsement of content with an exciting feature called Watchdog. Finally, our interestingness algorithm, which has been a coined phrase from my personal favorite YouTuber, Casey Neistat, which is basically around suggesting relevant, entertaining, and safe posts to the user.
Demo,
so
please.
Let's jump over to the demo. Cool. So when you first open up Wotch, you're presented with these really immersive preview cards, which suggest to you different posts you might be interested in. So we've put a bit of a bias into the algorithm that it's likely to surface some new and interesting creators that you might not have seen before, or also things like educational topics, which no one's going to argue that you wouldn't benefit from. So you can see here some of the great posts that some of our creators have uploaded already. And if we jump into a post, we can see we've also put much more of, it just so happens to be me, there's much more of a focus on the creator over in the right-hand side. So you can see also we've taken a lot of that familiar user interface of suggesting related posts, but also the comment section has been cleared up a lot. We're algorithmically suggesting comments that are not only much more safe for general audiences, but they're also much more likely to be relevant to the types of things you want to see. On mobile, you can also comment with a video or a GIF. Finally, it's worth mentioning, if we jump over to Creator Hub, that we're taking numbers and turning them into faces. If you go on any competitor analytics software, you'll just see a sea of graphs and numbers. But on Wotch, you'll see exactly who makes up your audience and actionable queries and statements that will help you to be a better creator moving forwards. So let's go back to the presentation.
So how do we make money? We have two main mechanisms, SuperSub, which is a creator-driven micro-subscription model, and advertising, a more traditional method that the creator controls. Global scale. We are focusing on the emerging markets, South America, Russia, the Middle East, and India. Scott, Ren, and I went to Brazil about a month ago and we spoke to 25 of the most influential creators in Brazil. They have over 100 million followers between them, and they have promised that they have signed an agreement with us to say they're posting exclusive content. To summarize, 25 of the most influential creators in South America, over 100 million subscribers, and exclusive content to watch. 2019 was a fantastic year for us. We did our beta with over 150,000 sessions. We were trending on Android at number 3 and iOS at number 13. And finally, we partnered up with Channel 4, the UK's third biggest TV network. We've got a fantastic team of investors, advisors, and executors. One of our investors is with us today, Simon Mitchell. There he is. He's exited 3 companies and floated a company on the British AIMS market last year.
Wrap it up.
Dom Smales, we're delighted and we're pleased to announce he's our new investor. He is the CEO and founder of Gleam Futures, one of the biggest talent management agencies in the world. He manages the likes of Zoella and Tanya Burr, and he's helping us lead our creator board. Check us out. We're Wotch.io. This is an exclusive web version for today, and we're doing our influencer launch later in the year. Thank you very much, and I welcome any questions.
Thanks, guys.
OK, judges.
So startups, especially in social, face a chicken and the egg problem when they're launching and they're late to market.
Sure.
Now, how are you going to get users if there's no creators? How do you get creators if there's no users? And you say you've got this promise with creators to give exclusive content. We just saw Jay-Z from Tidal come back to Spotify. People don't always honor those agreements. So how are you going to solve the chicken and egg problem and get your first creators and users on the platform?
Sure. Shall I take this one?
Go for it.
We've already started the process. We signed 25, as I said, 25 of the South America's biggest influencers with 100 million subscribers. They have signed a 2-year contract with us to post exclusive content on our platform every 15 days. We've also got Dom, the CEO of Gleam Futures, and he's got the roster of talent with nearly 200 million following between them.
What are you paying those creators?
We're not paying them. We're basically, they want a new platform. They're looking for a new revenue. They're looking for a new revenue source because they're very frustrated with the competitors. And we're actually starting with the pinnacle of the YouTubers or the influencers who are going to invest in the platform with their own cash, and they're the influencers of the influencers, and they're going to make it a very cool fact. It's similar to how Vine got going.
What's the penalty if they don't actually live up to those agreements?
So we kind of feel with our strategy that it's not so much forcing creators to post upon Wotch. It's more saying, well, look, try out Wotch. It's a new alternative. And from our feedback, we've actually found that 25 of the influencers that we approached, 100% of them said, we would actually use this, we really like this, and we are using it. Here's this exciting content that we want you to post on Wotch for us, because we really want to work with us. The metaphor that you gave about Tidal, I think the difference there is around the kind of experience, because obviously Spotify is a great service. I think there's not as many kind of problems with Spotify as there is with some of the existing video sharing players.
What are the ones that you consider to be main competitors, and how you differentiate against, say, a TikTok or any other sharing platform?
Absolutely. So I'd say starting off, it comes down to the strata of how the video sharing market starts off. So you've got short form, mid form, and long form content. Short form is kind of TikTok, those kind of areas. Long form is your Amazon Prime, your Netflix. And we're very much in the middle, which pretty much is just ourselves and YouTube, really, at this stage, since a lot of the other competitors are moving out because they don't have enough differentiating factors. For us, the difference between us and YouTube is that creators actually love Wotch. All of our feedback has been that they want to be on Wotch, they want to be posting, they feel these seem like much fairer revenue splits. This seems like much more of a embracing place where I'm being listened to, most importantly. And also, consumers are saying to that creator, this is much more safe. I'm not having inappropriate videos being suggested on YouTube Kids or anything like that.
Can you talk more about your monetization?
Yeah, Scott.
And your revenue share?
Cool, absolutely.
I'll dive into the revenue share quickly.
Great.
So YouTube usually dish out the revenue between 40 and 50% to the creator. We're going to give them a minimum of 75%. We have 4 layers of creators. We have creator owners, creator leaders, creator pioneers, and creators. So the base level is 75%, and the more senior they can become, the more money, more revenue share they get. Do you want to talk about the model?
Yeah, absolutely. So as James mentioned in the presentation, our two main methods are super sub and our kind of broad strokes advertising. Advertising for us is focused much more in incorporating the creator into the advertising piece, because we all know that on YouTube we're constantly being inundated with these irritating, we'll go to pitch mode. But yeah, much more about bringing value to the consumer, suggesting to them things that they're actually going to be interested in, and involving the creator and incentivizing advertisers to use creators in their advertising as well.
What do your revenue numbers look like for the next 3 years?
So the revenue model is a very, very hard one to predict, but we don't have the numbers to count, but I'm happy to share them with you off stage. But we are expecting, our conversion rate from our beta was roughly 12%. So with 100 million users signed in South America, that's obviously 12 million users.
So we've got a ton of disruption in this market. What does this market even look like 12 months, 24 months from now?
Well, I think it's quite an interesting one in terms of what you're classing as disruption, because there hasn't been really anyone yet, if we were to look at a competitor analysis, that has really offered anything which is really comparable to YouTube in a way that we are. We're offering all of the things that creators, by listening to creators, we're kind of offering that feature set exactly, and then saying, okay, what else would you like? What other things are important to you as a creator? And then also helping the other key stakeholders, like users and the advertisers.
And I think to interject, I think a few other companies where they're realizing that the power is with the creator. So the consumers are loyal to the creator and not the platforms. So we're treating the creators fairly.
Absolutely.
You talked about demonetization as being one of the problems on other platforms, but then you also talked about safety and it being a core focus. A lot of times those videos get demonetized for not being safe, for being really offensive. And just today, YouTube took off a bunch more videos from Steven Crowder and other creators that were offensive. So how do you balance like solving demonetization while also being safe?
That's a great question. So it comes down to including the advertisers in the discussion, which, to be honest, seems like a pretty self-explanatory thing to most people, but that's not really how the existing players do it. They just say, look, we're going to shepherd you away from this type of content because you wouldn't like that. But we're saying, look, be involved in the discussion. Here's a creator. You can actually even pick your creators that you want to work directly with. You can create a strategy which is going to work better for your business. And then from there, you're going to get a much better ROI from that. And you're also going to be generally more happy with how things are going.
We're also being transparent with the creator as well. So they may have had issues on YouTube, but we're saying this is a fresh start. We're showing our policies very clearly, and they've got a chance to start again.
Do you have any discussions with advertisers right now in the works?
We are, but
Yes
we're not
or
able
no,
to
because
talk.
we're way over time.
No problem at all.
Yes, yes, or...
Yes, we are, but we're not able to talk about them on stage.
All right, give it up for Wotch.
Thanks, guys.